Okay, it's 6 o'clock. We'll begin the meeting tonight. If you please stand and join me for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. August 24th, 2026 City Council meeting. We'll begin with roll call, please. Charlie.
Vernon.
Present.
Jack Taylor.
Here.
Vernon.
Present.
Andrew Pledge.
Here.
Pat Curtis.
Here.
Jared Dager.
Here.
Larry Grady. Here. Myself.
Thank you, Charlie. Has council had a chance to review minutes from our August 10th meeting? If so, I'd entertain a motion to approve. Jared makes a motion to approve. Andrew seconds. Comments? All in favor, show of hands. Motion carries 5-0. Other agenda items. First, we have the Historic Preservation Commission ordinance. Any comments, Kayla, on revisions from our last meeting?
The only thing is I made the changes that we discussed as far as how many members would be on the board. So there will be 5 voting members, and that was changed in section 3B. And then as a result, I had to change the term in 3C where the initial members, the 2 members will serve 1 year, 2 members will serve 2 years, and then 1 member will serve 3 years, just to get on that rotating basis. And then as we discussed, as far as you would like the rules to come back through the city council and be approved by the city council before they're actually enforceable, and that's in 3F, that those have to be ratified before they adopt. So those are the only changes that were made to the ordinance.
The motion was made in our minutes from last meeting. It said 3 appointees by the mayor and 2 by the council, and I noticed that's changed. I didn't know why.
I meant to touch base on that. So state statute requires all of the members to be appointed by the mayor and then approved by the city council. So that's why that's in there like that.
Okay.
And we have 3 non-voting members.
Correct, 3 non-voting members, which stayed the same as the last time.
Yeah.
Those are at the discretion of the council. So those do not have to be residents inside of the city limits. That was one other thing that we discussed about. I had to leave it as residents. State statute requires they have to be residents of the city of North Vernon to be voting members, but the non-voting members do not have to be.
Yeah.
Say in 3 or 4 years, can this be rescinded?
Yes.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Would we have to pay back $2 million if it's rescinded?
That I have not looked into.
Okay. Any other questions for Kayla?
Yeah, can it be amended at any point within the 3 years if the council were to see fit? What's the amendment process look like for this particular ordinance and statute?
As far as amendments, I think your best bet is to amend the rules and guidelines rather than necessarily how the commission itself is formed. I don't imagine you want to change members later on down the road.
No, the rules
The rules is.
could be amended.
Yes.
Okay.
And finally, it's my understanding that we could pass this tonight.
Correct.
Okay. There's been some, I think most of you know I've been having conversations with many of the people here in this room trying to set aside some fears and concerns about the ordinance and how this works going forward. So obviously your options are to make a motion to approve the ordinance or to table it for another 2 weeks so you can continue to have discussions. Some of the changes that were talked about as suggestions within the ordinance are just not, they don't align with state statute and can't be done. I mean, it is what it is. So that's up to you. I guess I would open the floor for any business owners who want to comment and maybe touch on something that wasn't touched in 2 weeks. You're welcome to come up and voice your concerns, opinions, etc. Or anyone else for that. Anybody have a comment on this if they'd like to?
I'd like to make a comment. We just got this, and this is too important to rush through, and I would like to see us move it for 2 more weeks. And then can we have an executive meeting with Kayla to go through this, fine tooth this? It's a lot of pages, and I just want to make sure we're doing the right thing.
I don't know that we can have an executive session on this topic. I'll defer to Larry, but if that's a motion to table it for 2 weeks,
I'd like to make a motion to table for 2 weeks and to really look at it a lot closer, because I just basically got a chance to look at it now. I mean, just walked in, it's too much information to me to rush through it.
Well, the only thing that changed was the number of members, so we've had it for 2 weeks. And that's the only change that was made from 2 weeks ago at our meeting. I thought Autumn did a wonderful job of explaining that this is simply creating the commission. This is not creating any of the ordinance language for what would be monitored on our historic preservation.
I can comment more on what that process looks like if you want, just to reaffirm if you weren't here last time. So this ordinance is just to seat the commission. And then from there, once the commission is seated, there will be focus groups with the downtown business owners, downtown building owners, city council, to really set those guidelines. So the guidelines are the rules, not this ordinance. This ordinance is just how the commission acts, how it's seated. So like with Jared's question of if we can amend something. So let's say today the commission wanted to, or if the commission wanted to do this, but then in 3 years they don't want to do it. That comes in the guideline play. And then with those commission guidelines are amended, they'll come back in front of city council again. So yes, this is just to seat it. And then the guidelines are where it'll come. So a lot of suggestions that have been given from business owners are, when I showed them to Kayla, they come more into play with the guidelines versus the actual ordinance, because the guidelines will be what the commission is following. And so that's when community members come in, they say, specifically downtown building owners, what they would like to see, if they want there to be rules around paint colors, or if they don't want rules around paint colors, stuff like that.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. You mind coming up and stating your name? Thank you.
My name is Tammy Harper, and I'm just asking, can we just wait 2 weeks? Because it is a lot of information. People such as us really just got the actual papers tonight. So we haven't had time to talk to people. A lot of people aren't even aware of what's going on, and if it's not that big of a deal, as people are saying, then why not wait? If we can't undo, why not wait? If it's only 2 weeks, if it's not that big of a deal, I don't see the problem waiting. And that's all I'd like to say.
Thank you.
I didn't catch your name, please.
Tammy Harper.
Okay, thank you.
Is this are we under a timeline on this?
Teresa from Okra is actually here. She might be able to answer that question better. She is who works for Okra at the state level
Right.
community on Main Street. I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question. Jack, can you re-ask your question?
Is there a time?
Is there a timeline on getting this and getting the grant started and?
The only issue would be we're running up against a timeline for the commission members to go to what's called camp. And that is where they go into a workshop and basically learn everything that they can and can't do in the guidelines. That is the end of September. That is why we're trying to get just these members established so that we can get them sent there so that then they can start knowing what the state and federal level regulate
Okay.
in accordance to this grant. The only other thing I heard was if you want to disband this HPC after, that's fine. But if you're gonna keep the $2 million, it's gotta go through the life cycle of the grant. So until we've closed out the grant, the HPC has to stay.
Thank you.
And the camp training takes place September 29th.
29th, so.
Is that every year in September?
So,
Yeah.
yeah, because it generally takes place at the Historic Preservation Conference, which is in Franklin this year.
Yeah. So the timeline is important, and I can't stress enough, I understand people wanting to wait 2 weeks, but I have to reiterate that all we're doing tonight in passing this ordinance, if it passes, is that we're saying that the city is going to establish a commission. We're not establishing guidelines tonight. We are going to establish a commission so we can move forward with generating the map, we can move forward with the grant that we have so graciously received of $2 million to help said buildings, said downtown area. So tonight, I would move that we pass this ordinance.
There's already a motion on the table.
Yeah, Pat has made the motion.
Pat's
to
made the-
table, so we would need a second to consider that. Motion dies for lack of a second. Do we have any additional motions?
Does anyone else?
The map's not available until
The commission is established.
And we would adopt the map, correct? Just like we would adopt everything.
The city council sees everything that comes through this newly positioned commission, so it will be coming back to us, and there'll be many opportunities for public input and discussion and whatnot. This is just in an effort to keep us on the correct path, to be able to get the people that are seated on this commission the training that they will require so they can understand what they can and cannot do, much like she said. With that said, I make a motion that we accept or pass this ordinance. Does that have a number, Charlie?
1032-2026.
1032-2026, as written, to establish the commission for the Historic Preservation Commission.
I'll second that.
Motion from Vernon to adopt ordinance 1032-2026, and a second by Jack. Any other questions, comments, concerns? All in favor, show of hands. All opposed, show of hands.
I want to wait.
Motion fails 2 votes to 3. Right, did I get that right?
I'd like 1, 2 more weeks.
You prefer to table it?
I do.
But it is time to do a second on that table motion.
Yeah,
I could have done it that way, I guess. Sorry. I talked to a lot of business owners and a lot of people had told me that they are supportive of the ordinance itself, but they want 2 more weeks to discuss it with everybody else in the room and everybody else at the table. There seems to be less pushback on the ordinance itself and more about the timeline and the details. Well, I understand we're on a strict timeline. We gotta be sure that we get it right. And I told a lot of people in this room that I would not vote on it tonight, that I intended to give it 2 more weeks. So that's how I made my decision.
You gotta understand,
You don't have to answer to me, I'm just saying.
you gotta understand there is 2 more weeks, and then you're getting a month away from the deadline, and then you have to find, the mayor has to appoint 5 people, get them together, and get this all organized,
And they have to be approved by the city
and
council.
approved by the city council, so we
So
are
you're
under,
looking-
we are under the gun.
You're absolutely,
Point of order, your next meeting is in 3 weeks.
Yes, thank you.
yeah.
Terry made a point, the next meeting's in 3 weeks, so.
Yeah, we meet the 7th, well, we only meet the 7th, so what do we meet then? The second Monday of the month, oh, it'll be 14th. Yeah, 14th. We would meet the 14th and the 28th. So the workshop's the 29th.
But there's no reason he can't go ahead and figure out his 5 members in this next 2 weeks, Barry. I mean, he'll have an idea, but then he can have that work taken care of, he just he officially can't do it.
I think they have to be approved by this council at a public meeting.
But why can't we bring those names right after we approve this ordinance? If we approve it, can we not submit another to vote on the 5 members at that point if they're submitted that night?
I mean, while I agree that makes sense, I'm not gonna waste my time asking people to serve on a commission, not knowing if you're gonna pass this ordinance. I don't wanna waste their time or mine.
Agree with that. We're just under the gun, and we've had this exact same ordinance for 2 weeks prior to tonight's meeting. So it's been out there, we've changed just a couple things on it. And again, it is saying that we will establish the commission. That is all.
Moving on, the next item agenda is ordinance 1031-2026, an ordinance governing and regulating paid leave policy for the city of North Vernon employees as it pertains to maternity or paternity? Paternity leave.
Parental leave.
Parental,
Parental
thank you.
Thank you.
Parental leave.
Before you consider this will be the first reading. There are a couple of errors on the second page at the top, and it should read number 1, within 6 months prior to birth or placement for adoption or before separation from employment, employees are responsible for notifying their department head or elected official that a birth or placement for adoption is anticipated. Yada, 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 the whole rest of the page, just changing that first sentence.
Okay. Okay, so tonight is the first reading of ordinance 1031-2026. It will be on the agenda for adoption at our next meeting unless council so desires to waive the rules and move to the second reading by anonymous vote. We'll put it on the agenda for 2 weeks. All right, moving on, department head updates. Eric, anything you'd like to talk about tonight?
No.
Council have anything for Eric? Golf course.
I sure do. Those of you in here don't know, I'm Joe Kelly. I know who you are. I'm director of golf co-director of golf out at St. Anne's Golf Course. And I won't take up too much of your time, but yesterday morning I made a mistake, and it's solely my fault. We had a scramble scheduled at St. Anne's for an 8 a.m. shotgun start. I failed to be there. Straight up, I overslept my alarm. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm not gonna try to beat around the bush. I slept through my alarm and didn't wake up in time to get there to hold this scramble. It's no one else's fault but mine, not owning up to it, putting it on my shoulders. I want to apologize first off to Clayton Webster and his event. That's who was holding the event. I want to apologize to him and everyone that made the drive, sacrificed their Sunday morning to come out and spend it on a golf course, and I was not there to provide that for them. I want to apologize to the mayor, the city council, and Bryce Reitzman. Obviously, my actions reflect upon you guys and upon the city and upon Bryce, and I duly apologize for any kind of scrutiny I put you through or anything like that. Obviously, it was never my intention, but it happened. I made a mistake. I take pride in my name. I take pride in St. Anne's Golf Course. I take pride in this community and in this city. I really, truly do. Or else, I don't know if I would apply for this job. And I let you guys down. I let everyone down. That does not reflect my standard. I hold myself to a higher standard. And our golfers in our city, everyone should expect that out of me. And I failed. I made a bad decision, bad choice not to wake up. And that's what happened. I just want to move forward, put it behind me, and apologize to everyone in here, everyone that was affected Sunday morning. I will work as hard as I can and do anything in my power to earn back the trust that I lost this past weekend. So I'll leave it at that.
Any questions for Joe?
No, thank you, Joe. Appreciate it. Standing up, owning your mistake. Sometimes things are out of our control, but I appreciate what both you and Bryce have done and what you have brought to the golf course this year. And although yesterday was disappointing, it doesn't diminish the good that you have done in your position out there. So I appreciate it, and I know you'll learn from it.
Chief Messer.
Some of you may or may not have noticed we've been working a special campaign enforcement out in the school zone. So officers have been coming in early in the morning and stopping for speeding, school bus stop arm violations in school zones. That's all been paid for by the grant which we received through Operation Pullover. So you've seen some extra officers in the school zone. That's what we're doing.
Thank you.
My mom enjoys everyone getting pulled over from her back porch in the morning. Thank you for that. Elise. Bobby?
Not a lot, just the normal things happen in the park right now. We will come this Sunday, be hosting, now that we're kind of in the fall season for drive sports, first tournament just on Sunday. And the unique thing about this is, it's the first one that will be hosted by USSSA. VA will have sports, and it's gonna be a fast pitch tournament on Sunday, so we'll see how that goes, and just thought I'd give you guys an update on a little bit something different at the park, so yeah, it'll just be Sunday.
Cool.
Thank you. I'd open it up for any additional public comment. Yes, Jeff?
I know something fun. Took a long time to get some of these buildings out of the way. You know, you guys doing a good job. Reason I don't show up in the 3 months in the wintertime, you guys need a break. Thank you.
Thanks, Jeff.
Wouldn't you like to have to put up for 2 of me in this town?
When does the 3 months start?
Winter months.
I think I'd just like to add, I think I can speak for all the council, back to this ordinance, like I know most of you in the room and building owners and what you've done and the investment you have made in our community and how vital and important that's been. And just assure you that, I know this is coming from a politician, but our intentions are true. And, you know, for those who have invested in the community, at the end of the day, this should be a good thing that protects your investment. And there's certainly no ill will here. My office is open. If any of you want to come and talk about it, I'd love to have a conversation with you. So, you know, don't feel like anything's trying to happen behind your back. You're always welcome to come see me. My door's open for all of you. So thank you for what you've done.
How come I show up, you in a meeting?
It's just pure coincidence, as Charlie says. Okay, we'll move on then, down the agenda, we have approval of payroll claims, for the August the 14th.
Can I say something first?
Oh, sorry, Clayton, yes, please, I didn't see you.
No.
So, my name is Clayton Webster. I was the one who was hosting the golf scramble yesterday. I definitely didn't intend on get this big, obviously. I just made the post because no one showed up, and then it kind of just took off and steamrolled from there. So, sorry, I really didn't mean for it to happen like that. I just wanted to say something. Obviously, we had people come down from Indy and Louisville, and this is the 4th time we've done it. I like to keep it here because I'm from here, so I like to keep the business here, but this makes it a little bit harder, especially with people traveling and the way, the shape the course is in. I know that's not completely in control, but the numbers just keep dwindling, and other courses have reached out, so that's just where it went, and it went that fast, unfortunately. So.
Understand.
Well, yeah, you had a right to put the post on, you know, we apologize, as Joe did as well, we let you down, and we look forward to hopefully earning your trust back, and
it just sounded
make it right.
There was more to it, and unfortunately I didn't know everything, and it just, people,
You had it right,
so
Yeah.
hopefully we
Thank you for that.
come to some resolution and figure something out.
Yep, thank you for that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Payroll claim, $219,382.95 for the August 14th payroll. I entertain a motion to approve that. Andrew makes the motion.
I'll say, sorry.
I was going to give it back. Vernon makes a motion, or seconds the motion, all in favor? Motion carries 5-0. Thank you, Jeff. I couldn't see. We have 2 claim dockets, one in the amount of $245,038.29. A second in the amount of $149,461.09. You've had a chance to review these 2 dockets. I'd entertain a motion to approve.
I'd like to say something first.
Before we pay for those?
Well, you can. Well, go ahead, we'll vote on it. Yeah. I'll make the motion we pay.
Jack makes a motion to approve the claims. Pat seconds the motion. All in favor? Motion carries 5-0. Jack, I'll open the floor to you.
So, we catch some heat on these claims, and we just give a one big number. This is all the claims here, and here, and here. Now, if we sat down and went through each claim and each payment, we'd be sitting here for a good hour. So we did it down to one big claim. All these claims are public knowledge. You can go down to the clerk's office and pick them up and look over them. If you have questions about them, either Charlie or his staff can answer them for you. And if not, you come to a meeting and ask about them. And we'd love to talk to you about it. So if you have any problems with them, please do that. That's all I have.
Anything of note in those that you'd like to mention?
$245,000 debt payment, $31,000 for a piece of equipment for the street department, and $20,000 to the EDC, normal business. Can I add to what, just the process of paying a claim is that we get submitted a claim by the department head. It's up to each department head to approve the claim for their department. It does not get posted until that claim is approved by the department head. And then we review the appropriation that it goes against to make sure that they have a budget to pay for that claim. And at that point, it goes on the docket for the council's approval. We cannot write a check or pay anything without the council's approval of that specific. But it's really the responsibility of knowing the deep detail of each claim falls on the clerk treasurer's office, so it's public record, and you're more than welcome to come review it, look at it with us, whatever you want, but that's the process.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for that. Anything else?
There's a lot of people here. Does anybody else have any other comment they want to talk about on any category? If not, I'd like to thank everybody for coming. I told somebody today that it might be a full house, and I think it's important that people come, because when people come, they still care. If you look at it and it's an empty room, if somebody's mad, then they don't even care. But the fact you guys took time to come tonight, everybody's busy, and I appreciate you guys coming. And we'll continue to work through all these things together.
Well, Jared, don't discount the people that are online. They're actual people, at least most of them are.
You're the online.
So they can make their posts and whatnot, and however they want to say about tonight's meeting, but everything here is transparent, contrary to what you read online.
I will make a quick comment. We go through basically the same, just to clear the air, we go through basically the same procedure with utilities. We all look at the claim voucher prior to the meeting. If there's any question about any claim, we talk about it before. And just like Jack said, we sat there and went through every claim individually. We'd be there for 2 hours, 2.5 hours, unnecessarily talking about things that we've already discussed prior to the meeting. We've questioned it. If there's a problem, we've talked about it. We've asked the 2 superintendents or the office manager. Everything's clarified before we vote on it. And it's the same procedure. They can't pay them until we sign off on them.
Yep.
Thank you, Jerry.
Okay, if there's nothing else, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I have some.
All right.
Sorry, always
Usually ask, so I interrupt.
Awesome. Let me press. Clerk's office.
We have a first public hearing for this year's budget on September 14th. Unfortunately, I'll be in France on that day. So
Can we have our meeting there?
But I'm going to throw out the date of September 28th for the public hearing. Check your calendars, get back with me. Some of you have asked for maybe a separate meeting just to cover that. We had originally included it in with the general meeting on September 14th. So if you'd like a separate meeting, consider September 28th so I can get that published as a change date on that public hearing.
Your intention would be the first reading of the public hearing on the 28th.
First public hearing on the 28th. Adoption is still scheduled for the 14th, and that's completely doable.
Okay. Legal team?
Nothing today.
Now, I would entertain that motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion.
Pat makes the motion to adjourn the meeting. Jared seconds. All in favor? Opposed? Motion, was that an opposed or just a late?
Get down to 7.
Approval, yeah.
Okay. Meeting adjourned 6:30 PM. Thank you.